Welcome back. And I hope all of you have still truly forgotten everything you know about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, because the strangeness continues as we tackle the He-Man line, Skeletor and Flogg. So, first of all, I'm going to tackle Flogg here. Now, Flogg was the leader of the evil mutants. Now, I know this may sound a little confusing to some of you who aren't familiar with this whole He-Man premise, as opposed to Masters of the Universe. I'll explain briefly. As I remember it, the story went that Skeletor had transported himself to the future, all right, to go on and take over new territory. So naturally, He-Man followed him to save whoever was about to suffer the wrath of Skeletor. So when Skeletor got to his destination, I believe the planet was called Primus. So he needed some. Then afterwards that he had discovered that He-Man had followed him there, he quickly tried to gain some support from the local inhabitants of the planet. So he seeked out some evil warriors, so to speak, I guess. And one of them, the leader of the evil mutants, they didn't call them evil warriors, by the way. They called them the evil mutants. And Flogg here was the leader or the commander of the evil mutants. And Skeletor struck a deal with Flogg in order to. So I believe their whole deal was that Skeletor would help Flogg take over Primus, which is something that he was unable to do, and in return, if he were to do that for Flogg and his evil mutant team would help him once and for all destroy He-Man. That is something really interesting about the whole He-Man premise, I believe, is that Skeletor was mostly out to just simply, first of all, his first deal of business, his first order of business, I guess you could say, would be to ultimately destroy He-Man. I hope I didn't get that wrong, but that, in my mind, that is the way I remember it. It's been a long, long time since I've seen the animated series, but I believe that's the way it went. So anyway, Flogg was the leader of the evil mutants and Skeletor's partner. I'm really looking forward to a classics update of this character, because I think that the style is just really odd, really weird, but weird in a very good way. I was trying to describe him to myself earlier. I think the best way to describe him would be like a cybernetic pirate looking type motif, I think. But anyway, as you'll notice, his helmet sits really far back on his head. It really slopes off really far back, and you may think that it might have trouble staying on his head, but that's not the case. It actually fits on his head very, very well. I guess I'll take it off for you. So what you do is you just pull it off like so, and yeah, he ain't pretty. He's a pretty ugly looking character, but ugly in a good way. He just looks really fierce and really, really mean. So I'll show you the action feature. Oh, I believe I neglected to show a back view. His back view is really, really nice too, actually. You've got the whole cybernetic motif going through to the back as well. He has like a lever here, not a lever, but a groove for you to put your thumb into when you're doing the action feature, which I will show right now. So if you were to hold on to the figure a little bit like so, and pull him back, this is really cool. This is really intricate. I'll do that again. I want you to take a look at his shoulders. If you notice, yeah, his shoulder reaches back, his arm reaches back, and his other arm in the front here It simply goes a little bit upward, and his head remains stationary. So you really got that whole, it really looks like he's lunging back and really getting ready to whip. So then when you let it go, he actually whips forward with his, what did they call it? An energy whip, actually. I like the description too. So this was like an energy whip. So I'll do that one more time. So you pull him back, and you let it go, and he actually whips forward with it. It's nothing, actually it is quite innovative, and really, it's really ambitious, is what I should say. It's actually one of the best action features that I can recall in this whole He-Man line. But anyway, yeah, that's basically Flogg. Oh, and one other thing I really like about Flogg. I'm going to take the accessory out of his hand. So, the thing I really, really like about Flogg is his alternate name. Now, for those who aren't familiar, these figures are well known for having foreign country names. I'm not really sure exactly what the countries were, but in this foreign country, he was known as Brack. And I really, really prefer that name. I really prefer to think of him, or to call him myself, Brack, as opposed to Flogg. To me, it just sounds a little fiercer. It sounds a little more intimidating. It just rolls off my tongue a little bit better to me, to my ears anyway. So anyway, after that, we've got the man who needs, he needs not very much of an introduction. We all know him and love him. It's Skeletor himself. But this is like a cybernetic Skeletor. Earlier on, when I was sitting down to do these reviews, I've got the window open a crack, and the breeze was kind of making his cape flow a little bit. The wind was catching it just right, but unfortunately the wind has kind of died down a little bit now, but it was giving a really nice effect. The cape is a really light material. It's it's actually very translucent. You can see my fingers right through it. But it's really nice to see a soft goods accessory. I really wish that Mattel was not so shy with making soft good accessories now. It really seems that Scott Knightlick is just really dead set on not having those in the line. Well, I shouldn't put the blame on him. I remember Eric of the Four Horsemen was pretty, they kind of all see eye to eye, I think, on this. In their mind, they just want to keep it all uniform. They don't want to have any soft goods mixed in, but I kind of wish that they did. But anyway, I'm just going to flip the cape up over his head. The reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to show off his back. Now, it really drives home the whole cybernetic feel that this Skeletor has. He's a real cyborg. It's exactly what he is. So it's interesting. It's like Skeletor had, after a certain amount of time, he had become more machine, or half machine. Half machine and living creature. So you had a whole cybernetic Skeletor. And another interesting thing about that whole cybernetic Skeletor thing is if you look very far back, if you look, that is, at He-Man.org, and look up it's a very obscure version of Skeletor. In fact, it was the very last version of Skeletor in the vintage Masters of the Universe line, and it was called Laser Light Skeletor. So if you look up that figure on He-Man.org, you'll notice that this whole cybernetic Skeletor thing was not new to this particular figure. Mattel had ventured into, even before the He-Man line, Skeletor was making his transition already into this cybernetically enhanced Skeletor, I guess you could say. Anyway, I'm having a little trouble with my words, but anyway, I think you all get the picture. You all get what I mean. So anyway, action feature. As I've gone on and on long enough, I believe. Let's get on to the action feature. This action feature, it's kind of cool, but it's not quite as innovative as Flogg's there, but I'll show it off. So basically, it has the same kind of groove for your thumb in his back, but I tend to not use it. I just kind of hold the figure like so. So you pull it back, and it's kind of like a dueling, kind of like, and you know, to be fair, it's pretty cool because he actually holds the dueling pose. Really cool. Actually, I've never done this until just now. Yeah, okay, maybe I better give him more props because that is pretty damn cool how he can just hold that pose like that. And it looks like a really realistic dueling type pose where he's kind of like using his Havoc staff as more of a physical weapon as opposed to an energy weapon. So anyway, you do that so you can have him like that, and then, you know, basically, and it's kind of neat because his head stays stationary too, just like Flogg's does. So it gives you the, you know, it enables the figure to look a little more realistic as he's fighting, I find. So anyway, yeah. So that's basically Skeletor in a nutshell. I think it's pretty much it. And one last accessory that Skeletor had, you'll notice this thing that was right here. This is actually a helmet for Skeletor. Like the He-Man in this line, the helmet is a really overly tight fit, and I find, yeah, you'll have to excuse me because I don't really want to put it on the figure's head, you know, because I find the figure looks just fine like this, and I don't want to risk damaging the head any. So anyway, that's basically it. So that was Skeletor and Flogg, or as I like to refer to him, Brack. So lastly, I'm going to go really far back. Lastly, we'll take a look at the packaging. Just really quickly. So here we're looking at Flogg's packaging. So you see the really nice artwork on the side. That is one of the things that I really like about the He-Man line is a lot of the artwork, most of the artwork on the packaging was really nice. And you got to admit, the packaging in its own way was equally nice. So you've got it here with the caption, "Cracking Whip Feature." And then flip it over. And then, yeah, you've got a bio on the top here. Let's see. I might as well read this. Evil mutant leader of the Goon Squad from the alien planet. The alien planet Denebria, located in the Tri-Solar System. Flogg has a nasty temper, and he lashes out with his energy whip whenever he gets angry. He hates Skeletor, but serves the evil lord as his grumbling second in command. Interesting, I kind of got that wrong. I was under the impression that Flogg still remained the leader of the evil mutants. Mission: to lead his moronic mutant assistant Slushhead and the rest of the Goon aliens when Skeletor commands them to attack He-Man and the Galactic Guardians from the planet Primus. Battle equipment: helmet, shoulder armor, energy whip. So, and then you've got the really nice, this I really like. The artwork on his features is really nice. You've got fit energy whip into his hand, turn waist to the right, and the left arm raises to block a battle blow. And then down at the bottom here, you've got turn back to make him crack his energy whip. And then you've got the co-cells here, of course. That artwork, I'm sure of it. This artwork here in these three captions, I'm sure I can recognize the beautiful art style. I'm sure that is Earl McCarthy's artwork. So anyway, that is Flogg's packaging very quickly, and then quickly again, we're going to take a look at Skeletor's packaging. Now, earlier, I noticed that I made a mistake. With my He-Man review from a little while back, I made the mistake of telling you fellas that he included a mini-comic. That's not really the case. I actually got that wrong, because my Skeletor and He-Man figures from this line are actually foreign figures, the foreign versions. So they did not include a mini-comic. Chances are, I think the mini-comic that I showed in that He-Man review, chances are, I'm pretty sure it was included with Flogg, because my Flogg is an American specimen. This is like a foreign one. But anyway, you get the picture. So he's got equally really nice packaging artwork there on the side. And the back. This one, he has a much shorter bio at the top, but I'll read it. It's very, very short. Even though there's a lot of printing up there, I'm sure it looks to you like there's a lot to read here, but really there isn't. It's just that there's so many languages in here. So all it gives you here as a bio is a bionic blend of the ultimate evil has escaped from Eternia to the Triax galaxy, where he has begun a new reign of terror to enslave the future. Man, that is a really cool, that's really well written. It's very short, but very well written. Tell you the truth, I'm not even sure if I've ever read that before. But anyway, then on the side here, you've got, once again, really beautiful Earl McCarthy artwork describing his action features. So first of all, you've got snap phaser staff across both hands. And then here you've got twist waist from side to side to make him block and battle with his staff. Phaser staff. See, like, this is the really unique stuff that they even went as far as to rename accessories. Earlier on, I referred to it as a Havoc staff, but it's actually a phaser staff. Yeah, you know, you get the whole space sci-fi thing going on. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this. Turned out to be pretty long, but hope you all enjoyed it anyway. This look at the He-Man line, Skeletor and Flogg. So, take care of yourselves, everybody, and I'll talk to you all again very, very soon in the very, very near future. Bye for now.